I didn't graduate from any super amazing universities. I didn't do any fancy internships. And no, my dad was not the CEO of the company that hired me, but I still managed to get in. How did I do it? Well, I'm going to tell you today. And by the way, in case you are wondering what kind of job that was, it was a spot in an international graduate program of a large European company with global reach. That year, 1,500 people applied for the job and only 15 got accepted. And that makes the job have the low acceptance rate of just 1%. You can learn more about what graduate programs are and why they are so amazing over here. And now let's get back to our topic. First of all, a small disclaimer. I'm making this video to help others get that dream job and not to flex. Okay, so when you apply for a job, there are two main things that determine whether you will get the job or not. The first one is your previous experience, which somehow guarantees that you have certain skills. And the second one is your performance during the recruitment process itself. I'm going to cover both of these topics in this video, so let's go. Part number 1, before the application. So, what were the things that I did before I applied that made me an interesting candidate for the company? The first point is, I did a couple of internships before applying for the job. This is really important. And don't worry if the companies that you work for are not big or fancy, that doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you have taken the time to develop yourself and you know what it means to work a job. Point number 2. I cannot underestimate the fact that I had a lot of international experience. A couple of internships abroad, nothing too fancy. A couple of exchanges at universities abroad, nothing too crazy really. Although I did do an exchange semester in China, which was kind of a little bit exotic at that time, but the rest of it was pretty normal stuff, all in Europe. And point number 3, it really helps if you can demonstrate that you have achieved results. What I mean by this is measurable achievements. It could be something that you've done in your previous work, your passion projects, and so on. For me, it was the fact that I spoke a couple of languages at a good level and also that I have succeeded in some of my entrepreneurial activities in the past. This shows that I'm able to work towards a goal and reach it. If the video is being helpful so far, then please drop a like. It really helps my channel. And now part number 2. During the recruitment process. What were some things that I did during the recruitment process that helped me get the job? Point number 1, my targeted CV. It was concise and showed my most important qualities that were critical for that job. And yes, that means that I have adjusted my CV for that specific job. Since my achievements were scarce at the time, I focused on highlighting my transferable skills. I will make a separate video on how to write a skills-based CV, and once it's ready, I will put it up here. Point number 2, knowledge of the company and industry news. This one was extremely important throughout the entire recruitment process. I already demonstrated some of my knowledge in my cover letter. The knowledge helped me answer some of the questions in my first video interview, and it also helped me during the assessment center. This is really important if you are being serious about the job. And point number 3, familiarity with the assessment center format. I was really calm and focused during my assessment center. How did I manage to do it? Well, I practiced doing assessment centers, and what I mean by this, I failed a couple of assessment centers beforehand. Having done it before turned out to be a blessing because I knew what not to do and how to actually succeed. Practice makes perfect. So, if you want to practice the assessment center format, you can find some jobs that list the assessment center as part of the recruitment process and just apply for them. This will help you familiarize yourself with the assessment center format and will help you nail the actual assessment center for your real dream job in the future. If you don't want to go this far with your preparations, then at least watch some videos or read some articles. Those can also help you understand what assessment centers are and how best to prepare for them. If you want me to make a video on how to pass an assessment center, then let me know in the comments and I will do it for you. And now just a small side note before we wrap up. If you feel like your CV may not be enough for you to get your dream job, then definitely tune in for my next video where I will explain how to write your CV when you don't have a lot of experience. When it's ready, I will put it up here, and in the meantime, you can watch another one of my videos over here. See you in the next one!